What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me. Where today we're going to continue the conversation from yesterday. Yesterday we talked about trading up in the draft and what that would look like. And if you didn't watch that one after this is over, go watch that one. Check that one out. I want your guys' opinion on both of these. This one is going to be about trading back in a scenario in which seems very possible, something that's being talked about throughout Colts Twitter. Something I don't know if it was a piece of information that came out from somebody or what, but it was the popular thing that's been talked about over the last couple of days is the Colts trading back in the draft, and more so the Packers trading up in the draft. Okay, so where the Packers are in the first round is 25th overall in the first round. Obviously, the Colts sitting at 15th overall in the first round. So what I came up with, okay, the trade package, if the Colts are going to move back, which Chris Ballard could very easily do. Chris Ballard is known to move back in the draft. Chris Ballard would trade the number 15 overall pick and the number 116 overall pick, which is in the fourth round, and he would receive 25th overall. So he would go back 10 spots in the first round. He would also get the 125th pick, which is going back 9 spots in the fourth round, but he gets an additional second round pick at number 58. And this is one that I was trying to toss up, right? If you're moving, the Colts move back in 2 different rounds, right? First and fourth round, they're moving back. Then with the Packers having 2 second round picks, right? They have number 41 and number 58. Would the Colts get 41 instead? Would they be asking for 41 instead of 58, right? 41 is near the beginning of the second round. Number 58, back end of the second round. So kind of a big difference there. A lot of players taken in between those picks. So what will the Colts ask for? But I think, if you move back in 2 different rounds, you can easily get back another pick in one of those earlier rounds, maybe even more for that 15th overall pick and the kind of players that'll still be available at the number 15 overall pick. I think it's definitely something that Chris Ballard will want to benefit from, right? Coming into this, he's only going to have 7 picks, right? 1 pick in each round, right? There's no trades involved so far with the Colts that involve draft picks. This year, it's just picks that the Colts got. Those are what they have. So moving forward, right, with that in mind, they only have 7 draft picks. Chris Ballard, wanting to build through the draft, is going to need a way to get more draft capital. Trading back in that first round could be the way he's able to do that. So again, the overall trade is 15th overall, 116th overall. The Colts trade to the Packers. The Colts receive the 25th, 58th, and 125th picks in the upcoming draft. Okay, everything for this upcoming draft. And again, the Colts move back 10 spots in the first, 9 picks in the fourth, and gain a second round pick, which ends up they have 3 picks between picks 25 and 58, right? If this is the way the trade goes between 25 and 58, still a lot of talent. This is a deep draft. There's going to be a lot of talent to choose from. And the Packers, they're able to move up, get a player that they want at a position that they want. There's, again, a lot of premier players that should still be available at pick 15. This draft is very deep with talent. So, they lose one of their second round picks, but they still end up with another second round pick. They have 11 picks coming into this draft. If this trade went through, they would end up with 10 picks. So Packers still doing just fine in terms of draft capital for this upcoming season to build around their young quarterback in Jordan Love. So like I mentioned, Ballard fine with trading back. He's more than okay with trading back. And again, this draft is deep with talent and deep enough that even at pick 25, you can still get some really good players. There's some guys in that range that could be available that I think could be really good for some guys that I think are going to have really good NFL careers, right? Especially if the board falls right, you have a choice of 4, 5, 6 different guys that you might be able to pick from at that spot, right? And the guy that a lot of Colts fans are talking about, somebody we talked about recently here on this channel, is falling back in the draft a little bit and drafting Xavier Worthy. Now, the danger there is, do you trade back? What if Kansas City decides to trade up before you can trade back and they go and try to get another receiver, right? Especially with this whole Rashee Rice thing, they could be aggressive and try to go get another receiver to pair with Marquise Brown and try to go win another championship. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how it goes. But Colts fans right now, pretty much everybody's on the trade back and get Xavier Worthy train, and I'm with it. Right? We talked about, would he be a good pick at 15? I think he's really good. I think he's going to have a really good NFL career. Is he worth the 15th pick? I don't know. That's a little more risky in my opinion. But again, getting him at 25 would be great value. If he ends up there, yeah, go ahead, get Xavier Worthy. Okay, now there are other guys that could be in consideration if Xavier Worthy's not there, or if there are other guys available. These are guys that could be available and could be good draft picks, right? Like I think Chop Robinson going to be really good in the NFL. Like wherever he goes, I think Chop Robinson's going to have a great NFL career. I think he's very talented. I think he's coming into this draft easily one of the best pass rushers, may end up as the best pass rusher in this draft class. I think Chop Robinson is really good, an absolute dog, an athletic freak. And again, I think he's going to be really good. So if the Colts did take him at 25, I'd be fine with that, right? Bring him in, help that edge out. I'd be just fine with that. Then you also have AD Mitchell, and which is Xavier Worthy's teammate, right? If Mitchell ends up being available, there are a lot of people talking about how Mitchell could end up going after Worthy in the draft. And if that ends up happening and that's a situation, do we go after Mitchell? I don't know so much about that. I haven't really looked into Mitchell as much as I have Worthy. So I'll do that. But just kind of things that I've picked up from what other people are saying, I don't know if I want to take AD Mitchell, even in the back end of the first round, right? If he was available at pick 58, right? Colts get 58th pick. If he was available, then maybe you go ahead and take him at that point. Probably shouldn't make it that far. He is a talented player, but doesn't have those exceptional tools like Xavier Worthy would, right? But the other guy I want to talk about here is obviously going to be guy Cooper DeJean. If the Colts trade back at all in the first round, this is a guy that, as long as he's available, he's going to be an option for the Colts. At pick 15, is he an option for the Colts? Certain guys would have to get picked up before the Colts picked at 15, and then the Colts would have to stay at 15 and decide to take him. But Cooper DeJean is somebody that, from everything that I've seen and heard so far, Colts would be interested in adding. It would be a pick that makes sense for what the Colts need, right? Somebody that can play corner, somebody that can play safety. Colts need a little bit of both. Cooper DeJean makes a lot of sense. So if he's available, just came out news earlier today before I started recording this was that Cooper DeJean was fully cleared for any football activity, can do all football activities. So with that information out there, makes it even better, right? Coming off that fibula injury. So, these are guys that I'm thinking about the Colts possibly taking. I want to know what your thoughts are on this, right? The trade package and what goes into the trade. What would you trade back for if we're going to trade back? What would you do in this scenario? Is the one that I laid out good enough? And when we do trade back, who are we taking, right? Again, I'm thinking Xavier Worthy or Chop Robinson or Cooper DeJean. Those are three guys that I think we could pick up if we trade back. I'd like to know your opinion on all this. You let me know down in the comment section. And again, if you didn't see the one about trading up, go ahead, check that one out. Let me know what you think about that one as well. Of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime a video comes out. We try to have daily content here on this channel, even throughout the off season. So again, make sure you have those notifications turned on. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.